Yes, yes. Anybody have any questions? You can put it in the chat or use the raise hand feature and we'll open your mic. And Eddie, if you don't mind, I'm going to stop your screen sharing so we can see.
Oh, yes, please.
See you big.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I will keep putting stuff. I haven't done this really, but I'll put more stuff on Instagram, just some of the, to keep reiterating some of these ideas, because I know it can be a lot to take in, and just to keep reminding you of different ideas.
Anybody have any questions? We have 9 minutes.
Actually, Niti, I think you should write another book on just telling your story on photographs. Because we have so much resources, so many pictures. I think you should turn this into a book.
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you to say. Yeah, you know, it's funny because you're trying to tell a story, and behind every photo is another story. So it really does come from both ways. And I tell you what, like, you guys, honestly, just someday get out of your studio with your chocolate and take pictures with people with your chocolate, because you will have so many funny stories. You will see so many happy people. And it is very fun to do. So yeah, it is. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. There are a lot of fun stories. Oh,
And
I know
also
what something. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Andal. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, somebody had asked me about how to store all the photos. Okay, so I'm really curious about using like our collective brain in this. Teresa and I talked about it. I usually use Google Drive, and I'll make a folder. Look, I'll be honest. I have 7,000 pictures on my camera. It's a mess. I do sometimes make little folders. You know how you can make a folder on your camera, and I can show this on Instagram where I have like, okay, I'm making my video from the Dominican Republic. So I'm going to put all my Dominican Republic photos in a folder on my camera. But I also make a Google Doc, not a Google Doc, on my Google Drive, I'll make a folder that'll be like, okay, these are all the photos of portraits from Northwest Chocolate Factory. These are all the tasting photographs for Cocoa Runners. And I'll put those in individual folders. I know some people use the cloud. What are other people using to store? Because digital management is not easy. Yeah, so it sounds like that's sort of where we are, unless people have other ideas. I also want to tell you guys that we are going to include some Spanish-speaking videos on the appendix. I do speak Spanish. I'll make some of the videos in Spanish. I wish I spoke more languages to do them in other languages, but we will make some in the appendix. And the appendix will have more on storytelling, some more action videos. So Kim, you use an external drive that gets backed up to the iCloud. Yeah.
No questions? No questions? Come on, guys. No, that means, well, I mean, that means it was a very thorough presentation.
Well, thankfully, so many of you asked them ahead of time. We could try to incorporate them into, which is what Teresa and Mrs. We all sort of worked together to try to make sure we were trying to tailor it to what you guys all need. But again, I know it's bigger than 2 hours, and so I'll try to keep putting ideas for everybody on Instagram, and give Cocoa Town a shout out on Instagram for the classes that they do for all of us to help us do and learn.
Somebody
Dropbox to prevent the device memory. Yeah, so I don't like Dropbox. I find it to be a nightmare, but I know some people like it. Do you like it, Teresa?
I don't use it.
I've had it, and I just found it so inconvenient and just making me frustrated. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we've ever done one that didn't have any questions, so we got all the questions. It's wonderful.
It's so thorough, but also so much information people are still processing in their mind. So all of you, if you have any questions, feel free to email, or comment on the, you can send a email or post or anything, and then we will try to get it to Nettie for her answer. And then if you need to follow up, thing, we can ask Nettie to come back after 2-3 months if you have any follow-up questions.
That's fine.
Because she has so much resource. Yeah.
Happy. I know there is so much to talk about with photography. So much to talk about with photography, and it's a fun topic. And again, you can reach out to me on Instagram, and if there's topics, I'm happy to make quick videos of them. I'm not going to promise that they're going to be highly produced, but you know, it'll be you know, definitely aimed at the topic that you're interested in.
And
people want
also,
my
since
email.
the
And did you want to put your email in the
Yes.
chat for?
Yeah, I'll
us?
put it in there. .com, and then I'm at Small Batch Education on Instagram. Because yeah, there were several things we didn't talk about, like fun ideas with burst mode. Like this morning I was having my husband throw up chocolate, like we have a bunch of empty like chocolate bars, we save all the wrapping. And we threw them up with the burst mode to just take all the quick images. And I'll put some of those on Instagram for you to see, because that's a good thing to use and learn about when you're taking portraits of people eating your chocolate, so that it just takes them really quickly. So every expression people get, you get the flattering one. Anyway, this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much. This is so much fun talking, and CocoTown makes these so organized. They have everything so organized. And they have a whole method to how they prepare these lectures. And so thank you so much for your time. They spend a lot of time getting this ready. I've spent time getting it ready, but they also have too. We've all spent time. So thank you everybody for being here, and for all the kind comments. I see all these kind comments, it just means the world. Okay, I think it's also great to have an archive of the second wave of craft chocolate. You're capturing the stories. Oh, I totally thought about that, because what got me into chocolate was the history. And now there's more and more history being made, isn't it? It's true. That is very interesting to me. The history of chocolate is so interesting to me, and now the current history. Very true. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, we'll definitely have to think about that.
I just had an idea. If you go out today or in the future with these tips, and you take pictures, if you want to tag Nettie and you want to tag CocoTown, so that we can see the products of
That's such a good idea, because then we can see.
And
then we
also
can all
tag this,
be inspired by
webinar.
each other.
So the people, they also tag this webinar. So people who did not watch this live, or who did not register, they can go and watch it, and other people also can get the benefit. So make sure you share this on your social media that you attended this webinar, and because they can watch this recorded video anytime. It's open to everyone in the community. So please feel free to share whatever the benefit you got with the other friends.
Yeah, thank you. Those are great ideas. Okay, well, I guess we're wrapping it up, but just remember, light, your camera, and your action. And you can even decide to work on one of those things, white for a while, then your camera for a while, then your action for a while. You can break it down too, so you don't feel overwhelmed. But anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you everybody for being here. Thanks for the kind words.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, stay tuned for information about the upcoming
I don't send the
Chocopreneurs
Spanish
webinars
ones to you. Yeah.
that'll close out the year, and hard to believe the year is coming to a close.
That is true. All right,
Okay,
thanks
Mrs.
everybody.
Baldwin,
Everybody stay safe.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So thank you all. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Have the good rest of the weekend.